Season's greetings, everyone. My name is Scratch That Nine, and today we will be doing a dramatic reading of Lemony Snicket's The Latke Who Could Not Stop Screaming, A Christmas Story, illustrated by Lisa Brown. Let's begin. This story ends in somebody's mouth, but it begins in a tiny village, more or less covered in snow. The snow had fallen during the long night, during which children had pressed their faces to the windows, looking for a glimpse of a man who they suspected of bringing them wonderful gifts. But instead, they heard a terrible noise from a certain cottage in the neighborhood. This cottage was already regarded with some suspicion, as it was the only place not decorated with flashing colored lights at this time of year. The thing that was being born was a latke, a word which means potato pancake. Latkes are a traditional part of the celebration of Hanukkah, a holiday commemorating a miraculous Jewish military win. Nearly everything in this world is born screaming, and the latke is no exception. Even though the latke was not conceived in the way you and I were conceived, but rather fashioned from grated potatoes, chopped onions, beaten eggs, and a dash or two of salt. Once the ingredients were properly mixed, the latke was slapped onto a pan of olive oil and heated to a very high temperature. This is when it began to scream. The latke was suffering so much that it leapt out of the pan and out of the window of the cottage and began to run screaming down the boulevard. This may seem like unusual behavior from a potato pancake, but this is a Christmas story in which things tend to happen that would never occur in real life. The latke ran past a row of flashing colored lights, which hung from the rain gutters of a less suspicious cottage. "What's with all the ruckus?" the lights said in unison. "We're the ones who's supposed to be dominating the neighborhood with our cheerful glow." "I was just thrown into a pan of boiling oil!" said the latke in reply. "Can you believe it?" "Yes," said the flashing lights, "but we can't imagine why." "Because I'm a latke!" said the latke. "The oil reminds us of the oil used to rededicate the temple following the defeat of Antiochus at the hands of the Maccabees! The oil was supposed to last for just one night, but a miracle occurred and it lasted for 80! What's frying me makes my skin crispy and brown!" "So you're basically hash browns," said the flashing colored lights. "Maybe you could be served along Christmas ham." "I'm not hash browns!" cried the latke. "I'm something completely different!" The latke rounded the corner and found itself face to face with a candy cane, which wrinkled its red and white nose at the latke in the distance. "I'm trying to sprinkle the night air with my peppermint scent," the candy cane said. "Your mouth-watering smell, not to mention all that yelping, is spoiling the effect." "My mouth-watering smell is part of the cozy feeling of Hanukkah," the latke replied. "It reminds us that things were better now than they were in 175 BCE, when my people were not allowed to practice their religion. In order to study the Torah, they had to hide out in caves. And when they heard Greek soldiers approaching, they pretended they were gambling. carol about you. I'm not part of Christmas, said the Latke. It is a totally different thing! The screams of the Latke grew quieter and quieter as the pancake ran out of the village and into the surrounding forest. Its utter fury was unabated, which around here means that the Latke was still very annoyed at all the object to whom it had spoken. But it was quite tired, and so it decided to rest for a few minutes between the branches of a little pine tree. The pine tree was napping, but woke up at the sight of an object plopping at its feet. Are you a present? The pine tree asked. Present's pretty much the only thing allowed to sit under me this time of year. The Latke sighed. Presents aren't really a big part of Hanukkah, it said in a voice hoarse from screaming. There's nothing wrong with giving gifts to loved ones, of course, but it's more important to light the candles for the 8 consecutive nights to commemorate the miracle in the temple and the miracle of the victory, even when you're thoroughly outnumbered. So you shouldn't give up hope. For Santa Claus, said the pine tree. The Latke was too exhausted to scream. Santa Claus has nothing to do with it, the Latke said. Christmas and Hanukkah are completely different things. But different things can often blend together, said the pine tree. Let me tell you a funny story about pagan rituals. Before the pine tree could begin, a family came tromping through the snow, searching the forest carefully. We shouldn't have waited until the last minute to get ready for the holidays, said the father of the family, holding an axe. We'll never find a good one now. You shouldn't give up hope, said the mother, and pointed to the tree. Look, it's perfect, said the daughter. Beautiful, said the son. Such a marvelous shape, said the mother. And its skin looks so crispy, said the father, and reached down and scooped up the Latke from the snow. We'll need to reheat it, of course, but this will be perfect for Hanukkah dinner, with a topping of applesauce, sour cream, maybe even jam. I'll refry it in oil, said the mother, to remind us of the dedication to the temple and the triumph of the Maccabees over their enemies, said the daughter. And after hiding in all those caves for all that time, the son chimed in. The father stared at the Latke in his hand, and then he stared curiously in his other hand. What was I thinking, bringing this axe? The family strolled back to the village, walking past all the cottages with flashing colored lights and smiling politely at the candy canes until they reached their own home. The family carried the Latke into their own home, which was warm and cozy, and sat down at the table, which was lit with the flickering candles of a menorah, or Hanukkah, which is a branded candelabra designated specifically for the holiday. It is very frustrated to not be understood in this world. If you say one thing and keep being told that you mean something else, it can make you want to scream. But somewhere in this world, there's a place for all of us. Whether you're an electric form of decoration, peppermint-scented treat, a source of timber, or a potato pancake. On a cold, snowy night, everyone and everything should be welcomed somewhere. And the Latke was welcomed into a home full of people who understood what a Latke is and how it fits into this particular holiday. And then they ate him. The The end. Thank you. That was Scratch That 9 reading Lemony Snicket's The Latke Who Could Not Stop Screaming, A Christmas Story. And for all of us from the Scratch Squad, we wish you happy holidays.